everyone, Hag Sameach. Rabbi Rachel asked me if I would make my super easy and quick Sufganiot for you all. So I'm going to post the recipe with the video so you'll be able to make them at home for yourself. But they're super easy. You only need a few things. You need some Pillsbury Grands biscuits. I use the flaky layer kind. For this recipe, it makes a lot. You might want to do 1 can. You can do 2 or 3. You will need some vegetable oil. And pretty much that's it. We will talk about what we fill the donuts with, the Sufganiot with later. But so far what I've done is I've heated up some vegetable oil in my skillet over here. And then I'm going to come back over here. And you have 2 different options when you're making Sufganiot at home. You can make them like this, which is just a big circle donut, which makes those big fluffy ones. Or what my family likes to do is we cut them in quarters, because then we can make little donut bites, and then you don't feel so bad when you eat so many of them. So for this recipe video, I will do a little bit of both. So I'm going to cut up about half my can of biscuits into quarters. And they don't have to be exact because this is cooking and fun and easy and super fun to do. And so you don't have to be perfect. And we'll do one more. And you can even have kiddos help with this. I'm using a sharp knife, but you can certainly, this dough is super easy to cut even with a butter knife. I got this recipe a long time ago working at Shalom. We did a lot of cooking demos when we could all be together. And one of our chefs, Carrie Silberman, created this cooking demo for us, and she gave us this awesome recipe. So thank you, Carrie Silberman, for your amazing recipe. So I'm just testing my oil here to see if we are ready. And I keep my oil on like medium high, and then we'll separate these so we can make big ones too. As far as what you fill the donuts with, my family really loves Nutella in our donuts, which create these yummy donuts. So I decided to fill with Nutella, and then we picked up some strawberry jelly as well. And so if you have piping bags at home, you can certainly use that. I wanted to show you an easy way in case you didn't. I just filled up a sandwich baggie with Nutella, make sure the top was closed, and then I cut a little bit of a tip on the top of this one so that you can squeeze your Nutella in there. I'll show you what I'm going to do here with this one. Again, I just took a couple spoonfuls of just regular strawberry jelly, but you can really fill it with whatever you want. And then when you're working on it, you'll see us do that later. You will fill these up. And then we like to roll our donuts in some sugar. So this is just regular granulated sugar on a plate. And then sometimes I like to be a little wild and crazy, and this is our powdered sugar. So confectioner's sugar on another plate. And after the donuts have been cooked, you can actually fill them and roll them right away. They won't be too hot. So I think my oil should be ready now. So I'm going to take, you want to take as many as you can keep your eye on because they will cook pretty quick. So we'll start with 4 just for this demo here. And you'll want to just put them in the oil, and you'll start to see it bubble up a little bit. And I like to always put them in a circle so I remember which one I started with. This was my first one, and so I guess I'm going counterclockwise. But you'll start to bubble up on the sides, and then as it starts to cook and brown, we'll flip them quick so that you'll be able to brown them on the main sides. And then sometimes I like to, if I can, brown them on the edges too, just to make sure they're nice and cooked. So our first donut is down, and this will cook pretty quickly actually. Obviously you don't want to have your oil super, super, super hot because they burn really quick as well. So you want to just make sure you keep an eye on this. And this part's probably the best to do for a grown-up. You can certainly have a kiddo help afterwards filling them, but the frying part's probably better to have a donut, or have a grown-up and a donut. So they are starting to crisp up on the bottom, which is really good. And then with the bigger ones, those will take a little bit longer to cook because while they'll brown pretty quick on the edges, the inside you want to make sure you are getting pretty cooked as well, because no one wants to eat a mushy donut on the inside when it's cooked on the outside. So these will start to, so I already flipped my first one, starting to brown there. You can even probably go, excuse me, a little longer. There we go. And you want to make sure you move them around a little bit so they don't stick. And pretty much any of the biscuit dough, grand biscuits that you can find. If you can't, whatever you can find to do is good. But I really like the extra layer ones. I don't know why. They think they just make for a softer, fluffier donut. And these we might have to cook a little longer. Oops, that one got away from me. So I'm going to keep cooking these. You come back and we'll see where we are with our yummy donuts. Welcome back. I've been frying my Sufganiot and our vegetable oil, and these are just about done. So if you take a look, you'll see the kind of color you're looking for. A nice golden brown. And these, because they're fluffy extra layers, they'll get a little poofy, but they'll still taste good. So once you get a nice golden brown color on them, I like to put them on a paper towel to soak up a little bit of that oil. And then just keep flipping them around on all their sides so that every side gets fluffy goodness. Got a couple more here. And while these are finishing up, I'm going to throw one of our big ones on to see what we can get with that one. So we'll see what happens there. It's like a fun little experiment. I haven't made one of those in a long time. So like I said before, these extra layer ones, you don't have to use them, but they will start to separate. I kind of give them a little squeeze with my tongue, and it kind of puts them back together. And so you're just going to want those to sit a little while on the paper towel just to kind of soak up some of that grease, and so they're not so hot when you start to fill them and roll them in sugar. So these bigger ones will take a little bit. They will crisp up quite quickly on the bottoms as you go on. But just be careful. These are going to be so good. I can't wait. Now you can also, if you don't want to make your own, or if you want to make your own and try some other ones, we do have Sufganiot available for purchase with our Hanukkah meal on Friday, December 11th. As well as you can just purchase Sufganiot through that as well. So we'll have those available on our website. Check out our Hanukkah page on our website, and you can purchase a meal, which is brisket and latkes and with sour cream and applesauce and matzo ball soup and lots of other goodies, and then Sufganiot as well. But if you want to just purchase 2 Sufganiot, you can do that. And all of it is being catered by Ferrante's, and meals will be ready for contactless pickup from Shalom from our Ungarshik portico on the 11th from 3 to 4:30. So check that out for that. These are getting nice and good. So I'm going to just step away for a second here, bring my Sufganiot. They're all done. We're going to move a little moving around here. So we have our nice crispy Sufganiot there. We have this big one over here. I'm just going to kind of rotate it a little bit. Let it sit on one of its circular sides there carefully. Perfect. So again, I just cut a corner out of here. What you're going to want to do though, if you don't have a piping bag, I like to just take the bottom of a spoon or a knife and just kind of make a nice little hole in there. And you want to make sure your Ziploc bag is closed. We've had many adventures with that. So you find that little hole that you made here. Oops. And then you're going to just squeeze the yummy goodness in there. And then kind of shut it down there. And then you can roll these in a little bit of sugar. And there you go. I'm just going to turn my giant Sufganiot over so it gets a little bit more color on the other side. While that's working there, we'll just keep filling our donuts. So we'll put a little hole in here. This one, even though no one but me likes the jelly ones, I'm still going to make a jelly one. So we just fill them up. Here we go. And this one we'll try doing, that way the family will know not to eat the one in the powdered sugar. Perfection. So let's see how our big donut's doing. Oh, getting pretty good and toasty. I like that. So if you really love the big donuts, splurge, do it, go for it. Like I said, we like the little donut bites. Then you don't really feel so bad about it. I'm going to grab my plate with my paper towel on it. grab my big tasty donut. And this one we're going to want to let cool for a minute. And then we're going to keep dropping some other ones in. You can take a closer look up of our completed ones. But I hope you guys have a good Hanukkah. We miss seeing you in our Doors of Shalom. But I hope you take advantage of all the great programming that we have. Hag Sameach, and we'll see you soon.